গণতন্ত্রের শপথ নিন, 7 জানুয়ারি ভোট দিন।
Assalamu alaikum everyone. This is Shauli Samrija Islam in front of you, and I don't know about you guys, but at this very moment I am super excited as I'm gonna be a first time voter of our nation, and only actually less than 48 hours left before the 12th national election of Bangladesh. So in this very moment, the last moments of the voting, let's dive into the entire situation and see what's happening in the entire nation. So first of all, if we go back a decade, in the last 2014 election, we see the entire election was very chaotic for the citizens of Bangladesh. Almost 500 primary schools were burnt down, 30 police officers died, and many vehicles were torched. And moving forward to the next vote, which occurred in 2018, around December 9 to December 12, almost 560 people were injured. That includes 47 incidents and almost 8 people were killed. And lastly, if we look back to the span of last 2 months, almost 11 people have already died. 386 vehicles were torched, 4 trains were derailed from the track, and lastly, this entire if we wrap up the entire situation that what was happening in the last 10 or 15 years of our country, we see that this particular thing has traumatized the entire nation. And as a good citizen or as a responsible citizen, we need to make sure that things that sort doesn't happen in the upcoming generation for the upcoming elections. And to ensure that, we need to make sure we vote for the perfect political party. Just voting or casting our vote for the right party isn't enough. We need to make sure that we stand strong against the parties who are creating such chaos. If we look back at 28 October of last year, BNP welcomed a public gathering where a police officer were killed, many vehicles were torched, and they had the audacity to attack our Chief Justice house. So from these incidents, we can come to a conclusion that we youths don't want such chaos in the upcoming elections, and we want to make sure a legitimate, a peaceful vote for our country. And our current government is trying so hard to ensure a legitimate, peaceful vote. Is the reason why they have already deployed armed forces all over across the country to ensure a proper legitimate vote and to ensure peace. But still, some people, whenever they get the chance, they are gathering other people and they are trying to harass the normal citizens whose fault was nothing but to vote for the parties they support. And as an innocent, as a responsible citizen of our country, I would definitely want my future to be secured in this country. I would want a peaceful life, a peaceful future, which is at stake for the political parties who are not even in the power at this point. So I feel like the political parties who are creating this chaotic situation, they know that they don't have the chance or they don't have what it takes in order to sit in power. So what they do is, how much power they have, they push it against us to oppress us, to make sure that we are a puppet of their hands. So to prevent that for the upcoming generations, we need to make sure we, the citizen of Bangladesh, are united and we stand strong against them and prevent them from creating such nonsense. Lastly, my question is, what is our responsibility as a responsible citizen of the Bangladesh? We need to make sure, in order to establish good governance for our country, we vote for the right parties. And not only that, let me tell you a story about a 10-year-old boy. A 10-year-old boy whose parents were killed in front of his own eyes, whose siblings were killed in front of his eyes. Can you imagine a 10-year-old kid seeing all of the things. And when he started to cry and wanted to see his mother, the murderers told him, "Let me take you to your mom," and they killed him then and there. I was talking about Sheikh Russell, the youngest child of Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman and Bangamata Sheikh Fazilatunnesa Mujib. And even if I take this kid apart from the political background of his family, can you imagine the trauma the kid went through? And as a good citizen of the country, I believe for that kid, we owe that much justice for that family. In order to establish prosperity, we need to support that kind of history, the history of the history of a family that has struggled, that has been murdered for us. Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman was killed just because he tried so hard to bring freedom for our ancestors. Right now I am here speaking in a free country, a sovereign country, because of him. So even if I put aside the political views, political background, for that particular human being, we owe that much to our country. And the worst part is, UNESCO recognized the 7th March speech. Paharpur, Bihar, or the Sundarbans is recognized as World Heritage, but no international organization is recognizing the murder of Bangabandhu and his family. Even now, after half a century that has been passed since Bangladesh's freedom. So from the entire view, I believe as the new face of the country, we the youths, we need to understand what has been happening to us in the past few decades and how some people has been torturing power against us. And in order to establish the beautiful Bangladesh, the golden Bangladesh that Bangabandhu dreamed of many years ago, in order to establish that, we need to make sure that we vote for the perfect political party who can lead us to that dream. If we look at the past few years, the changes that has been made in our country, per se, currently I can travel in metro rail and it takes me only minutes, which was a dream even few months back. The Podda Bridge, the Bangabandhu satellite, the new ICT park, the improvements in the infrastructural development or our ICT sectors, or the initiative that has been taken for the poor, for the students, the free education, everything. If we sum up the entire developments that has been made in the last few years, we can surely see the political party who is deserving to win and to continue the development they have been making in the past few years. And as youths, it's our responsibility to understand and recognize the developments that has been made so that they can keep up the development and we can be a part of such journey. And lastly, I believe that we are almost in the door at creating smart Bangladesh. We have already created the digital Bangladesh, and from that particular step we are creating smart Bangladesh, and we are almost there but not yet there to make Bangladesh from a developing country to developed country. We need to make sure we we create the government that really wants to establish a beautiful Bangladesh instead of misusing the power they will be given. So it's high time. I would like to invite all of the people, especially the youths like me, the next generation of our country. I would like to invite you all to take some time and think the entire situation and cast your vote in the upcoming election, 4th national election of Bangladesh in 7 January. And by being a good citizen, by being the change, we can bring the change. So let's create a beautiful Bangladesh. Thank you.
গণতন্ত্রের শপথ নিন, 7 জানুয়ারি ভোট দিন।